So have you guys ever worked with those annoying Amazon sliders? Cost like 200 bucks. You don't know what to do with it once you actually have used it past 3 or 4 times because it's just annoying to work with. It's not fun. Well, today I think I have a fun product here that is a good slider.
So I think it's important for you guys to know that that's kind of how I felt before this company sent me this slider to check out today. With that being said, all transparency, they did send me this slider for free. I do, however, get to say anything that I want to say about this slider. They don't get to review this video before, so you're gonna get my honest opinion.
Okay, so today we are shooting a podcast. This is our setup that we've done here. It's a 3-camera setup, and I think that it'd be really cool to have a slider. And so that's why we have this slider here today. Figured this would be a perfect time to test it out so that it could maybe be in the middle or off to the side as a second angle, sliding and capturing the subject.
What's really funny about this video is that I actually reached out to this company about 1.5 to 2 years ago to review this slider because I saw it on Amazon and I was like, this is exactly what I need whenever I'm shooting products in my different videos. So fast forward to now, they actually literally never responded, but I continue to do YouTube, I continue to create my content. They reached out through Instagram, and I actually have this product in my hands today to test out. So what is this slider that I've been talking about? Basically, this is a camera slider that allows you to also connect a gimbal like the RS2, a Weebl, and the RS3, and be able to control both the slider and the gimbal directly from one app. This is really cool for many different ways that you can imagine, whether that's you getting product shots, you shooting live events, and the slider's just going back and forth. And so today, I want to talk about the advantages and the disadvantages that I've noticed while using this combo setup with my YouTube videos and also client shoots. So diving right in, the first thing that I noticed immediately after I took this slider out of the Amazon box is that it is very lightweight compared to other sliders that I've used. So the reason why that's important is because imagine that you have your slider on a tripod. When it gets to the edge of the slider, it's not going to have as much support. So you want as least amount of weight on the slider as possible so you don't risk it tipping over and falling. So the fact that this slider is actually lighter in general means that whenever my camera package of choice gets to the end of the slider, it's less likely to fall over because it's not as heavy. So the other thing that I like about the slider compared to the one that I had before is that you actually have an onboard controller on the actual device itself. I can't explain how frustrating it is to get a device, especially of this price, and it only works with an app. That means that you have to have your phone on you and charged up at all times to be able to use this slider. And if you're using your phone for a monitor or anything like that, that literally means you have to have a second phone on you to be able to control the slider as well. I am excited that you actually do get the option to use an app with this slider. It's super easy, and honestly, again, I really do love this above the other sliders apps like Newer that I've used before, because with this app, you're able to see how long, as far as time, it's going to take for it to get from point A to point B, and also the fact that you can connect multiple different gimbals and packages together to use with this slider all in one app is also incredible. In my honest opinion, I think that the slider is quite a bit jittery. I don't really like this, and I've tried to figure out how to fix it. I've done things like turn IBIS on or loosen and tighten the front knob to see if that will help reduce some of the jitters in the slider itself. However, I haven't been able to find anything, and so if you guys are interested in this slider specifically, I would be very mindful of that, especially when you're shooting on something that's a little bit tighter of a lens. You're gonna see every single jitter in the shot, and that's really not ideal when it comes to shooting products or even on a client shoot. Now, while I am happy that you can connect the gimbal to the slider and use both of them within the same app, I'm just gonna be straight out honest with you guys and tell you it really does not work. The reason for that is because there's actually a latency. So the slider and the gimbal itself are not synced up. So what you do is actually go into the app, you select both of the different devices that you want to connect, and then once you're in there, you're going to set out your point from A, your point to B. I think you can do points in between as well. And so you're going to move the gimbal on point A to exactly where you want the gimbal to be pointing, and the slider itself. Then you're going to move it to the other end, you're going to set that point, and it's supposed to be able to go back and forth and do both of those motions repeatedly. But however, like I said, they don't start or stop at the same time. So it practically doesn't work, honestly, which is very disappointing because that's the main reason why I was interested in this slider a year and a half ago. And on that note, unless I missed something whenever I was reading the Amazon description, they don't say that you actually need a separate Bluetooth module to connect the RS2. You're not going to be able to use this slider with the gimbal when it comes to the Ronin RS2. Now this could be different for something like the Weebl or the RS3. I'm not sure. All I know is that I couldn't connect the device at all or connect my gimbal at all until I had that device, and then I was ready to go. It connected, but I still had those issues that I just mentioned. So now that you have all those things in mind, the negatives and the positives, let's take into consideration the value proposition. This slider is priced at $296 on Amazon. However, at this moment, you're actually able to get $50 off if you click on this little button. You can find the link below in the description and go to this exact one that I have, and you're able to get it quite a bit cheaper. And if you're just trying to content create, I think that this is a good slider to go with, especially with that $50 off promotion that they have running. But if you need something that's buttery smooth, you're getting paid thousands of dollars for the content that you're creating, I wouldn't go with this. I just wouldn't. I don't think it's professional enough to do something like that. I would look into renting a more professional slider. That being said, if you are someone who is interested in this slider, then you can find links below in the description to check it out. Thank you guys for sending me over this slider to review. I am excited to be able to touch and try different gear for content creators. With that being said, if you are a content creator or videographer and you're looking for some awesome gear to use on your shoots, on your YouTube videos, on your TikToks, then I recommend that you check out this video right over here.